I love Final Fantasy. It's hands down my favorite game series. There's so much to like about it, whether it's the gameplay, the story, the characters, or the soundtrack. But for this video, I'm going to talk about gameplay, more specifically, spells. Magic spells are one of the most fundamental elements of a Final Fantasy game, and there are a lot of them, both good and bad. Having played most Final Fantasy games myself over the years, some spells became near and dear to my heart as favorites. So here are 5 of my favorite spells. The only rule for this is magic spells only. This means summons and abilities are out since there are a lot of these and they can be their own lists. So with that out of the way, let's get straight to the list. Kicking off the list is a bit of an obvious choice, but let's face it, without it the games would probably be impossible. The spell in question is Curaga. While there are plenty of ways of healing yourself in the games, Curaga is probably the most reliable way there is. Whenever the going gets tough, all you need is a group cast Curaga and your party will be back in tip-top shape. And if you don't believe me, try playing the later parts of the game without using it. I swear it's a nightmare, I can tell you that much. Overall, Curaga is simply a burst of energy that fills your party with so much happiness that they appreciate the otherwise useless white mage. So this entry seems a lot less of a spell and more like someone being lazy and writing a fruit's name. Anyway, Rasp, the spell, and not the fruit, is very unimpressive at face value. Deals damage to the enemy's MP, lame. Well, yeah, it kinda is. Unless you're playing Final Fantasy VI, that is. Because some enemies in that game, like Ultima Weapon and Skull Dragon, die if their MP reaches 0. This has to be one of the funniest ways of killing your opponent. It's like you gave them brain damage or something. And considering MP is sort of related to mental power, it's not too far-fetched to assume so. Sometimes you don't even need Rasp because some enemies don't even care anymore, so they just spontaneously combust out of nowhere. It's perfect! So here's a question. Have any of you fought a really tough boss and despite your best effort you ended up making that one tiny mistake that caused you to lose the battle and send you to the frustrating game over screens? Because if so, then Final Fantasy V got just the spell for you, in return. But what does it do, you ask? Get this, whenever this spell is used in battle, everything that ever happened in the universe up to that point is made irrelevant, and the battle gets restarted from the beginning. What? I'm losing this battle? We'll see about that. Oh no! An ambush? Or is it? Oh yeah, I'm winning this battle. Just let me cast Haste Saga real quick. No! The possibilities with this spell are endless. And it's a shame it only appears in Final Fantasy V. But hey, maybe in the future we'll see it again. You know what spell I really like? Death. You know what spell I really hate? Death. Why? Because it never actually works. Don't believe me? Watch. Seriously, go ahead and try it. If it works for you, then you just invalidated my previous statement. Anyway, someone at Square must share this opinion with me because in Final Fantasy VIII, Quistis has a blue magic called Degenerator as part of her limit break. But how does it work? Well, Quistis telepathically grabs her opponent, make them spin a little, and then poof, they're all gone. Terrifying T-Rex that takes too long to kill? Poof. Creepy green tentacle monster that gives you every disease in the book by breathing on you? Poof. Scary red dragon that can destroy your party with one flame breath? Poof. Small Venus flytrap looking plant? Yeah, for whatever reason, someone thought that this thing should be immune to it. You know what else is immune to it? Every boss ever. And the best thing about it is that there isn't a stupid mechanic attached to Quistis' limit break. I don't have to play a rhythm game with the R1 button, I don't need to mash it until my finger falls off, I don't need to press a sequence of buttons at supersonic speed, I don't need to shuffle through some random spells, and I don't need to give my dog some doggy treats so she uses a move for me. I just select it off a menu. Oh my god, I would give Quistis so many dog treats if she replaces her attack command with Degenerator. Do it, Quistis! So I'm pretty sure some of you saw this coming, but my all-time favorite spell is none other than Ultima. Ultima is such an amazing spell. It is usually obtained very late in the game, and when you get it you can literally evaporate everything in your path. And even when it doesn't do that, it still leaves a huge dent on even late game bosses. Sometimes Ultima is so amazing, it becomes too good for your puny little party to use, and says, "You know what? Screw you guys, I'm too good for this. I'll go somewhere where my true power can be realized." A plot device. I don't want to spoil anything, but in some games, Ultima is capable of destroying entire planets. It's just that awesome. Well, there you go, my top 5 favorite Final Fantasy spells. Remember, this is just my opinion, and you don't have to agree with me, but if you respect my opinion, I'll respect yours. And if you want, you can share your favorite spells down in the comments. I'm very interested to see what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe. I'm pretty sure I'll do more videos like this in the future, and if you have any idea for another top 5 or 10, you can tell me down in the comments. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.